Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for April of 2020. We've got great stuff for you around the moons, which is, of course, your ruling planet, but also Mercury, which is moving fast and direct this month. Hooray! And also Venus and Mars. Hey, Julia, what have you got to tell the Cancers of the world?
Sure, Jamie. So, Cancer, let's start with Venus. Venus is the planet of relationships, it's the planet of where we find pleasure in life. And Venus is going to be entering your 12th house of seclusion and service on April 3rd. And she's going to stay there for the whole month of April, too. So, since she's a relationship planet, this might mean that you may withdraw somewhat from socializing and enjoy spending more time on your own this month. And if you are partnered, then you may be in a position, or you might find yourself in a position where you need to be of service to your partner in some way by maybe helping them through something tough, because you're going to be a lot more selfless than usual. Now, the next planet I want to talk about is Mars. And Mars entered the sign of Aquarius at the very last days of March, and it's going to remain in Aquarius throughout the entire month of April. So, wherever we have Mars is where we feel very driven, it's where we're most active, and it's going to be in your 8th house for all of April. So, that means you're going to be putting more energy towards 8th house matters. And the 8th house is the house of other people's money as well as physical intimacy. So this could be a very sort of sexy, physically amorous time with your partner, though Mars is also prone to getting into some conflicts with other people. So you also might run into some disagreements over shared resources that you might have with your partner or other people in your life, like family members. And shared resources can be everything from like debts, inheritances, investments, all those types of things, shared credit cards. And now the next planet I want to talk about is Mercury, and Mercury is moving very fast this month, so it's going to be going through 3 different houses throughout the month of April. So Mercury is the planet of communication and thinking, and it's going to begin this month in your 9th house of the higher mind. So you might want to think about more worldly, philosophical, and sort of spiritual subjects during this transit. And this is also the house of promotion too. So if you do anything to promote yourself, let's say you have to work with marketing in some capacity, or let's say you like to promote yourself on social media, then you could be thinking up new strategies and ideas to help you get there. Now, on April 10th, Mercury is going to be entering Aries, which is correlated to your 10th house of career. And it's going to stay there for 17 days because it's moving so quickly. So during this time, if you do any work which is Mercury related, so that's anything that might have to deal with writing, speaking, teaching, buying and selling, then this could be a very productive period for you at the job. It's also a great time to strategize about your career in general as well. Then on April 27th, Mercury enters Taurus, and that correlates with your 11th house of groups and long-term goals. So this means that you could be doing your best thinking in a group context. So reach out to your buddies and friends and go over any ideas or new sort of plans that you have with them. This is also the house of long-term goals, like I mentioned. So you could also be coming up with new strategies to sort of help you get to your long-term objectives, the ones that take maybe 10, 15, 20 years to realize. And what else are you seeing this month, Jamie?
You know, I love that when you talked about Mercury being in the 9th house, you talked about, I think you mentioned marketing and promotion, which is a really great use of Mercury in the 9th house. It's the house of broadcasting, your big voice out into the world. So, and Mercury is, of course, the messenger god. And then Mercury's moving so quickly through the 10th house, you might miss it. And that would be a great time in the middle of the month between, what is it, the 10th to the 27th for business, like business development. So Cancer, if you run your own business, this should be a really useful time to just very quickly get things shipshape to then put in maybe like a social media marketing campaign by the time Mercury lands in that 11th house. And so, yeah, this is a month that's really, really, I think, useful for business or improving your career picture. Um, so there is a full moon on April 7th here in Libra that falls in your 4th house, which is the house that Cancer is associated with. They're both ruled by the moon being your ruling planet. So this really brings some themes that are near and dear to you around hearth and home, around relationship, and it really plugs into the Juno retrograde relationship retrospective and renegotiate. That's a lot of R's, right? Renegotiation period that's going on this spring. You can find our video about it in the 2020 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, and find out a lot more of what's behind that, particularly for you, Cancer. But the themes here are going to be very much about, home and relationship versus me and my career. And you're going to feel tugged both ways, I think, under this full moon. And you tend to feel the effects of a moon for about the day before, the day of, and the day after. So for that 3-day period, things could get kind of emotional as you're being tugged back and forth between like home and family and partner versus career and being the best that I can be. So watch out for that. And then later in the month, we have a new moon on the 22nd, and that falls in the sign of Taurus, your 11th house, which again, remember, is the social media marketing house because it has to do with groups and communities, your tribe, finding your tribe. And so the mood very much comes there. And who's there? Uranus, which is the ruler of that house. So Uranus is pretty happy to be there and is ready to put you into contact with all kinds of groups, to initiate all kinds of brainstorming sessions, chances for innovation, thinking outside the box. So new moons have to do with planting seeds. And this particular new moon could bring, some new seeds that are starting to sprout in terms of innovative business ideas that you could be growing as the year goes forward. And that's especially true because this new moon features a square between Uranus and Saturn. So all in all, it's a pretty good month, I think, for business activities to move forward for you. And if you wanted a mission orders reading, that would be the one to get because that's where you can find out things like your upcoming career and money luck period so that you can strike when the energy is already wanting to go your way and get the best out of your luck. So you can get that with one of us Pandora astrologers. And I think that's all the news for you this month, Cancer. We really enjoyed making this horoscope for you. If this is the horoscope for your sun sign, then you should definitely go and look up the horoscope for your rising sign, which you can find on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, or on pandoraastrology.com/horoscope. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.